These will allow you to make anywhere from $500 to $2,000 extra per month. All of these are completely realistic and don't require you to have any additional full-time jobs like becoming an Uber driver or working at Starbucks on the weekends. All of these I have personally done myself, and I continue to work with some of these. So this is in no way clickbait. These are all something that you can do in your spare time, either on the weekends or at night or in the mornings before you even have your regular full-time job. Again, none of these take huge time commitments or even financial commitments in order to get started. So first off, if you could like the video, that would mean a lot to me. It would also help the community so that others can see this video as well. So the first side hustle here is really great because you can also help someone else while you're helping yourself. So this is consulting, tutoring, or teaching any type of skill that you are already really good at. So for example, within my current role, I'm writing reports, I'm writing SQL scripts for these, and what I'm able to do is then teach others how to do what I'm already doing. So I'm basically teaching basic SQL scripts, the functions that are within SQLs, and also report design. So then others can go ahead, have a full-time job with this, or do a consulting role on the side where you're just developing certain reports for individual companies. The great thing about this is that I can take on as much work as I want, or I can decline as much work, because there's no true commitment here. Until you finally hit, okay, I accept this type of role, there's no commitment on your end. Another great thing is that it's all based on your own schedule. So if you don't have the time for that weekend or that night, you don't put yourself out there in order to get just a consulting type of job. So some of the work that I've done has been contract work where I do have to meet specified time frames. However, I don't schedule it unless I have the time already available, and you can do the same. The website that I've been using is Upwork. So all I do is upload a profile, I say what type of technical skills that I have, and then anyone can go in there and hire me for a specific rate per hour. And then I complete the project and then I get paid. This is just a great way for me to make my days a little bit more productive. Either I can work a little bit extra while I'm waking up earlier, or I can just stay up a little later and just get extra work done in my spare time. Also on weekends that are a little slower, I'm able to put in a couple hours here and there and just make a little extra cash. So there are all kinds of skills. You may be saying, oh, I don't have an IT skill, but there are all kinds of things that you can either teach or tutor as well. So for instance, if you're a great musician, why don't you go ahead and start to teach how to read music? Or you can teach how to play a specific instrument. If you're good at math or science, you can offer tutoring for high school or college kids. And this applies to any subject that you happen to be really good at. The best way to get started with tutoring is through your current friends and family. So go with your friends, ask them if they know of any students that may be in need of your type of service, or you can hang a flyer in a college. If you do a good job with this, word of mouth is what's going to really propel you in this type of field. Once you help one student, they'll be telling the other students, hey, this is how I was able to do so well this semester, or this is how I was able to do this quarter. Another great way to get this started is through your current social media platforms, such as Facebook. You can just put out a message saying, hey, I'm going to be offering tutoring help for anyone that's in need. I'm going to be majoring in math or science, but if you know of anyone or you yourself, please, send me a message and we can get something started. So personally, I see people doing this all the time on Facebook. So I know that there is some value to this. I haven't done this. I do mostly just focus on Upwork because mine's mostly IT based. So depending on the subject that you're teaching, this can be anywhere from $20 to $100 additional that you're going to be making. So, science and math are probably going to pay a higher price than English or reading. However, the money's still there. And if you're able to create a way to help more than one student at a time, you're just going to make more and more money per hour. Now, there are also online tutors, so you don't necessarily have to meet everyone in a physical location. Online options are varsity tutors or Chegg. So the great thing about this is that you can reach tons of different users. Another way to help with tutoring would be to start a YouTube channel, such as this one. So I'm going to be helping you guys for free. I'm not monetizing this. However, I'm able to teach you without you having to pay me anything. But once you build up that audience, then you can start to monetize. I'm sure that you're aware of this. But once you have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, users can start to monetize their videos by having ads. The second side hustle is focus groups. So I used to do these a lot right before I started my full-time job, right after I graduated college. I was able to get in a focus group every single week for 6 months leading up to when I started working full-time at my job. The great thing about these is I was able to schedule these either for early in the morning or after work. So these groups only take between 30 minutes and maybe up to 5 hours, but the 5-hour ones are going to pay a lot more. So what are focus groups exactly? So they're organized by a market research company that's going to be trying to get your opinion on different products and different services and how you go about scheduling things, how you go about using products, so that they can get a better idea of how to develop and just research purposes for developing new projects in the future that you as a consumer may want to buy. So essentially within these groups, there would be 6 to 8 people, and then they'd give us a product. We'd either test it, we'd download an app, we'd show them how we use an app. I did one of these where I went in and they said, okay, hey, say that your car is broken down. Where are you going online to research this? Are you using different apps? Are you just going into the store and talking to them? How do your conversations go? How do your conversations go on the phone? Do you like emails? Do you like text? There's so many different questions, and it's going to get very detailed. So some of these focus groups were even done completely online, so I didn't have to go anywhere. So the ones that are online, they were mostly focused on just having me view advertisements either in text form or in video. So the videos were set up as like a YouTube commercial, and then I would give my true thoughts on, is this something that would apply to me? How does it make me feel emotionally? And then some of the text forms have just text and a picture that's set up clearly for an Instagram. And then is this something that would apply to me? Does it just, which, do you like this one or do you like this one? And just look at different pictures and try to give them really good feedback on that. So the best part about these focus groups is that they're all within your own spare time. So you can go on several different websites such as focusgroups.com. You can just go ahead and schedule as many as you want. You're not going to get accepted to all of these. I was getting accepted to maybe 1 out of every 12 that I applied for, maybe 1 out of every 10. But I would just apply for a lot of these. Now it's really going to be nice if you live next to a larger city like I do, because there's going to be so much more opportunity. So when I started doing this, I was a little hesitant to sign up for a lot because I thought, oh no, I'm going to get accepted to all of these, but that really wasn't the case. So I started off and I was just making about $200 per month doing this. But then I started honing in on which focus groups were going to be paying the most. So I was able to get this up to $1,000 per month average. All right, so the third side hustle. I really, really hope that Dave Ramsey isn't out there watching this because he's not going to like it. But it's called credit card churning. So this has allowed me and my friends and some of my family members to make an additional amount per month just by opening up different credit cards. So doing this alone is something that's helped me pay for pretty much every hobby that I have, whether it's going to be traveling or dining out, going to the movies or playing golf. All this is paid for pretty much from credit card churn. Now I get it, credit card churning may sound really scary, especially if you're a Dave Ramsey fan. Do not do this. But do your own homework here. Make sure that this is something that you can do, and I only recommend this if you are paying off your credit cards in full on time every single month. So how this works is that most credit card companies offer a sign-up bonus for you if you just sign up for that credit card. So how the sign up works is that you sign up for the card, you wait in the mail, the card comes to you, and then you have to meet a required minimum spent within a certain deadline. So say this credit card says you have to spend at least $600 within 2 months and we'll give you a $150 bonus. That bonus would automatically go into your credit card, or you could have it sent to you as a check. The nice thing about this is that you can use this as cash. So most of it comes in form of points, but you can have it as cash. You can turn it in for airplane tickets or hotel reservations, or you can really spend it on anything that you want. What I would recommend is you get the cash option, you put this into a mutual fund, and then you make a little interest on the side. So the nice thing about this is whenever I do this, I'm only spending money that I would have spent anyway. So I'm gonna sign up for the new credit card, I'm gonna tie my current bills to it, and then that automatically meets the requirement. And then I stop using that credit card once I already have the cash bonus. So over the past 5 years, this has allowed me to acquire about $7,000, which has allowed me to pay for everything in addition that I don't necessarily need, but just stuff that I want. A great thing about this is that it literally takes like just a few minutes to sign up for one of these, and then you just wait for your shiny new credit card to come into the mail. Make sure you do your own research here, and make sure that you're going to be paying everything off. If you currently have any type of debt on a credit card, you do not want to get involved in credit card churn. Just treat this credit card as cash and you'll be all right. So the fourth hustle is very similar to the credit card churning, and it's going to be called bank account churn. So the difference here is that instead of opening a credit card with different banks, you're going to be opening up a checking account or a savings account within different banks, and then meeting requirements there, and you're gonna get a sign-up bonus for that. The effort here is very minimal, and it has allowed me to make about $100 extra per month because there are so many options out there where I can, move my money around. And if you don't have any problem with moving your money from one bank to another, you can just make money on your money every single month. So here are some of the best options that are out there right now. Let me just get my computer. So at KeyBank, you can earn $300 by opening an account before May 3rd, and all you need to do is deposit $500. You're required to have a balance of $25,000 in order to maintain this account without fees. If you have that, then you'd be set. Another example is Chase Bank. So they are offering up to $350 if you deposit $10,000 within a month and then maintain this balance for 90 days. So you can do a quick Google search for these and you'll find a lot of these. Like, I'm finding dozens of examples here. So please just make sure, again, you do your own research and put some time into this on the front end to find out exactly if these plans make sense for you and that you have that kind of money that you can start just to move around. So if you choose to do this, you may want to stick with one within a 3-month period until you start to try another one, just to make sure that everything works out properly. But doing this every few months will allow you to have that average of 100. So say that one's going to give you 300. If you're only doing it within a 3-month period, that's $100 per month, which is kind of what I've been doing. So this last one is something that I used to do before I got married and when I was still in my old house. So this can be a little bit more time consuming. It can require you to do a lot more research, just kind of get everything kind of set up physically and financially. But it would be renting out a space in your current home that you're not using as an Airbnb. So I wish I had started my YouTube channel a couple years ago whenever I was still doing this, because I would have so many options for videos. This may take a little bit extra time, but you can make so much more. You can make up to $300, $400 per night, depending on the city that you're in. So this hustle is also kind of dependent on your physical location. So if you're in a desirable city where people are going to be traveling, you're going to be able to charge more and you're going to have less vacancy. But this can realistically make you an extra $300 per week just by opening up your home and using a room that's not used. This is especially profitable whenever there's a parade going on, specific concerts, or different events that are going on in your city where it's going to be attracting more tourists. So personally, I was averaging about $150 per week doing this, and the most that I ever made was $1,000. So again, this is going to also require you to do a lot of research and make sure that it's right for you, making sure that you have a good setup and everything's going to be set up online for your profile, and that you have everything kind of documented, what your expenses are, and everything that you need to have set up before you have any guests come into your home. But once you have everything set up and you become more comfortable with the idea of strangers spending the night in your home with you, it's going to be much more profitable and you won't have to spend nearly as much time on this. It just takes a little bit of time to get a hang of it and understand everything that's involved. So those are my 5 top side hustles. And I hope that you kind of find some value to this and that you're able to kind of try these. For each of these, make sure you're doing your own research and figuring out which ones are right for you, but at least one of these has to work. So if this has helped you in any way, be sure to share this with friends or family. For anyone that you think, maybe they would like to make an extra additional couple $100 a week or a couple $100 per month. I also want to thank you for liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Now, I never know how to end these videos, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and